Welcome to Creative Pages with Catherine. I'm Catherine, and I'm continuing on with my 101 Scrapbooking Ideas and Sketches Challenge using the Painted Garden collection on page 68. And it's going to be a bit of a scrap buster this time. So if you've been following along and doing some of the layouts I've done with this collection, this is going to give you some great ideas of things to do with those. And if you want to create some of your own scraps to play along, you certainly can do that as well. Here is page 68. As soon as I saw this, I knew I was going to be using the Painted Garden because I have a ton of 12-inch strips for this collection. I also have some other sizes that you will see in another video coming up as well. But first things first, mat sizes are here and my strip sizes are over here if you want to grab a screenshot of what I've done. I am going to be using 2 sheets of this orange floral paper as my base. It has the ombre kind of on the back side with the orange and the pinks and the yellows. We're going orange though this time. And I have quite a few yellow strips. How I had so many yellow strips, I don't know. But I'm going to go ahead and start flipping them over. And you can see the back side of the page. The one, I have some that have that linen look to it, that have the tan diamonds on the back. I have some that have the sunshines on the front, that have the stripes on the back. So there's a couple of different yellows going on here. And there's a couple of different strip sizes going on here as well. I have 3 1.5-inch strips by 12-inch strips up here at the top. And this one here is 1 inch by 12 inches. And this bottom one is 1.25 inches by 12 inches. So okay, I'm following the essence of the sketch again. It's an inspiration sketch, right? As I've started to call them. Definitely for inspiration. And we're going to leave about 1/2 inch on the bottom of the page. And we're just going to stagger these through. So on the actual sketch, it looks like they piece together hang on, let's pull this back in. So on this sketch, it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They've taken 6 1.5-inch strips. And I didn't have that many strips. So I wanted to work with the strips I have. I wanted to create a 2-page layout. And that's what I wanted to do. And it looks like they just worked on another sheet of designer paper that's only shown at the top and the bottom. Well, with mine, you're going to see a little bit more of the designer paper underneath. And for our second page, I didn't have as many 12-inch strips. So I winged it a bit and we turned things, and you'll see in just a few moments. You will see. And it's all going to come together beautifully because I love our pages and they all seem to coordinate so nicely within the collections. I've said it before, the designers do just a beautiful job. And they do. It makes it easy for me to come up with these layouts that, you might not have thought to do otherwise. So I don't want to say there's no rhyme or reason to it. There is some rhyme or reason to it, but honestly, I just eyeballed it. So there's about 1/2 inch down here. There's about 3/4 inch up here. And I think that's really all that matters. 1.25, 1 inch, and 1.5 for the rest of them. We have some larger spaces. We have, in between these, but that's about where we're at right now. Let me see if I can get my light blocker. And here we go. This way you can maybe see the pattern on the paper a little bit more. It's kind of hard when we have those yellows. I have the sunshine here and here. So it kind of is a little bit of a pattern. 2 with the sunshine here, and then the 3 with that blind look a little bit more. So work with the patterns you have, work with the colors you have, and somehow it all comes together and works out. Trust me, it honestly it does. Next, I have 3 4x6 mats, and they are all 3 different papers, 3 different prints, using up what I have. Remember that I've cut, that I have scraps, that I had odd shaped papers that I cut diamonds from. This collection was a bit of a mess, and so I'm so glad to just come up with something just really pretty to use all these on. This one has the grid kind of look to it. It had just the watercolor effect on the back. That's going to go up here. And we have another one of the stripes that has the sunshines on the back. That's going to go through here. And this one has the purple, not purple, pinky, well, what is this, magenta-ish floral with the bumblebees on the back of it. So, yeah, I've got the highly technical terms going on here. Okay, so we put these, we're going to anchor it with these 2 here. And yes, I know that does cover up some of our stripe, but I'm okay with that. Eventually, you got to cover up some of it to be able to get your photo mats on, unless you want to just go matless, which you can. You know, that's why it's inspiration. It's not saying that Catherine said I had to do it this way. No, I never say you have to do it this way. You know what? Work with what you have is definitely what I say. Scrapbook how you want to scrapbook. So the first 4x6 is going to go up in the upper corner here. Let me scoot that up because I can see some of the orange popping through here. There we go. Lined up with the edge. Number 2 is going down here at the bottom right corner. Lined up with the edge again. As much as we can here. All right. There we go. And number 3, which is my middle one, we are lining up these points right here. You see? Hence the reason we went 4x6. And then this is also going to be right at the edge as well. No ruler necessary because our trimmer did our work for us, right? Maybe. Okay. So now what, right? We are going to add some embellishments, including a journal box here. So I found Hello Spring, I found a bumblebee, and I found this box. And I struggle with using some of these larger ones, but hey, look at that. Doesn't it look pretty there? And look at how it brings in our colors with the Hello Spring. So this one looks like it's going to hit the bottom of our page here. Let's get some tape runner going. And we're going to use this as a journal box on our page. I am kind of looking and centering it. Is it exact? No. Can you pull out your ruler? Yes. Like I said, scrapbook how it works best for you. And now this one's going to get centered here with our Hello Spring. And then my bumblebee is going to be coming in down here. Just checking it all out. There we go. It's going to overlap just a little bit. Now, I also found some flowers in our embellishment pack. I found another bumblebee, but I also found this in my stash. It's the same floral paper that I used down here. Like I said, I had just had a lot of just random in this collection somehow. I don't know. I can't explain it. But doesn't that look pretty up there? I think it does. We even have a little bit of a hummingbird coming in, but I think we're going to wind up covering the hummingbird. But it's nice to make sure we put it, since the hummingbird is a little directional, maybe have the hummingbird coming in. But we're going to center this one up here a bit. And our flowers are going to come out over here to the side. Yeah, so you're really not going to see the hummingbird. That's okay. Coming out to the side, and our bumblebee is going to come in towards the flower. So look at that. We can work with what's on our page, what's on the paper, using another scrap that I think I probably cut with the custom cutting system at some point for maybe a card, for maybe I don't know, but great way to use up your scraps, right? And if you want to cut it, get out your custom cutting system. It's one of our smaller circles here. Okay, I'm going to cover up the hummingbird. I'm going to add our other flowers because, again, this is also bringing in our colors on our page and on our page that we're going to have next to this one. All right. Where do the photos go on this page? In your boxes, but you can also add one here as well. So where this one is, it's kind of matless, if you will, but we have all this pretty paper around it. So you can cut your photo. You can put it directly on as a 4x6, or you can bring it in a little bit and have it bordered by this little bit of yellow and a little bit of orange, and just work with what you have. Just like I'm working with my scraps that I have that were inspired by the sketch. Except for the sketch has the, well, we'll look at that when we get both pages together. Let's do the right side of the page, shall we? Can you tell I'm still in my pre-move filming phase here? I hope y'all are enjoying watching some of these while I might be on the road by now. But I will still be answering comments from the hotels at night. So say hi. Let me know what you think about these sketches and my interpretations. And don't let my little stressed out self get to you too much, hopefully. Okay, yes, I am pulling the ruler out. Okay, I probably should have told you what size pieces I have here. I had 2 more 1.5 inch. One was from that colorful ombre, if you will, the yellows, the orange, the pinks that we used on the other side of the page. Did we? No, it has the orange background. But see, I must have had 2 packs of this paper because it matches, right? So clearly I was working with some extra here. Hummingbirds on the back side of this one. This is 1.25 inches. It's got the darker green with the little grassy tufts on it. And this third one is the pink, like watercolor with the grid on the front of it. And I pulled out my zero centering ruler because I've made a note to self when I was designing this that I want the first stripe to be at exactly 5.5 inches from the left edge of our page here. So that's what I'm going to do, 5.5 inches going down here. If I can put this down flat on the paper here. All right, we're getting there. It's going to happen. Here we go. Whew. I don't know. Sometimes scrapbooking makes me think. What can I say? It's every time I get out the ruler, isn't it? When I'm really trying hard to make sure I'm coloring in the lines, I definitely taxes my brain a lot. What can I say? All right, and we want our ombre, I believe, going from the yellow down to the pink at the bottom. And I'm just butting these 3 up to each other. So you can see we were more spaced out on the left side of the page. We are tight formation on the right side of the page here. And guess what? I found another tulip. I don't know. I think this might have been one of my test tulips. But the colors work with what is happening on this page. So it is going on this page. It's nice to be able to use scraps. It's nice to be able to use testers. What can I say? If you want to know how to make the tulip, use the hourglass on my channel and you will find it. I did a page and a card. Were the tulips on the page? I don't know. This tulip's going on this page. I know for sure we had a card. That's what the hourglass is for. That was before I was stressed out from the move. You know, it's It is what it is. What can I say? I have two more mats here. I have a 4x6 in our pink grid that has the watercolor on the back. And I know, yes, we have the pink grid here. We have the pink grid here. It's okay. We're turning it a little. It is somewhat directional. So on the stripe, my my strip, my 1.5-inch strip, my stripes are running horizontally. On my 4x6 mat, they are running vertically. So it looks a little different to your eye, and it's noticeable even though it's the same exact piece of paper layered on itself. I hope that makes sense. I really, really do. Just, yeah, that's what the comment box is for. If it doesn't, I will do my best to try to re-explain that. And then this other one, this is the yellow linen-y look with the tan diamond things on the back here. Kind of remind me a little bit of the New Mexico sun, the Zia. But we are going to layer this 4 1/4 by 6 1/4 directly over our stripes here. And it is going to go over our tulip just a little bit. And then the pink is going to go just inside. You know what? I wasn't originally going to put it exactly at the bottom, but I am now. You know what? We're all entitled to change our minds, right? It's just one of those things. So you can see how we're kind of breaking up some of our strip. And this is also influenced a little bit by our sketch as well. And I will show you in just a minute. I found a Perfect Day sticker. And then I also found, so this is a sticker. This is an embellishment. Another one of those cornflowers, I think is what we decided they were, with the bumblebee on it. And if you want, you can pop it up. I am not going to this time. I know. Crazy. But if you want to pop yours up, you can. Mine is going down here, just ever so slightly underneath both of these mats. Going over to the side. And Perfect Day is going to go right here, butt up against our mat. There we go. And that's it. That's all she wrote. Here is the right side of the page. And this one can hold lots of photos. So, of course, you want your 2 photos on your mats, but you can put 2 other vertical photos on this side, or you can put 3 horizontal ones. However you want to do it. It definitely has the space to be able to work in. And then, of course, you will see that little bit of orange there. You'll see the little bit of orange over here. And I'm going to bring in this other side of the page and look at that. You see, somehow it all comes together. We got the pinks, we've got the yellow, we've got some color, we've got some cornflowers. It just all comes together somehow. I don't know. It just works. And we got our bumblebees going throughout. We have 3 of our bumblebees on the thing. We have a journal box. We're set. We have a double page layout, and we used a lot of Catherine's random scraps and my random tulip I found as well. So, how's about that sketch? I deviate a little bit, but you can see, look, this was all nice and tight through here. And I think that's just where I wound up going a little bit tighter with this one here. And so, see, the sketch does influence me. Let me know what y'all think. But let's also make a card. That is my other thing we are doing with these challenges. We had some extra diamonds from making those tulips. And I thought, well, let's go ahead and use some of them. I don't know if this was from my test one or not, But if you, I don't know if it's out yet or not. I had a zoo one where I also showed you all how to use some leftover diamonds in a different configuration. But this one is going to be, this is why I said you could use some of these in any collection, these ideas, because they can transform through the collections. You just need to work off of the colors maybe a little bit more, because that's essentially what I've done here. I have 2 diamonds. This one was the colorful floral ombre. I forgot to show you what I was using. It has the little green wood sections on the back. This one is the mint green linen look that has the olive green diamondy things on the back. And this is going here. And just so you know, I did look at this and you can see, so if I put this, I want to show you all what I mean by color. Okay, so I have a whole bunch of this mint green over on this side, and I have some more of the pinks and the oranges here. So if I had one of those dark pink diamonds, I would set this one up this way. But you can see with the green, it's okay. It's pretty, but look at this. When you put it this way, it is just striking and somewhat stunning because you have those greens going together and just really complementing each other. So let me, since I was pulling up on that one, use my tape runner and just stick down my edges just a little bit because Catherine needs to make sure she does this right now. There we go. All right. I've pulled some stickers for this one. And I pulled out our nest because, again, you have that mint green, that sagey green color that just really, really fits what we have going on here. I'm going to pull out my foam squares and we're going to add a couple to our nest here. All right, give me one of these little ones for the top. I think that should be good. And maybe you're wondering, why is Catherine doing a card with a nest on it? Well, it's not quite happening yet in my household, but I do have a child that's graduating, and so it's making me think about all those other parents that have kids going off to college and leaving the nest. And wouldn't they love getting a card from their friends saying that, hey, I'm thinking about you, and you're having new beginnings along with your child. So look at this. I think the designers just think of me. It says new beginnings on it. If you can't read it, it just is perfect. The color palette's perfect. Sometimes, you know, if you look in these collections, you will find things that just surprise you. And this one just seemed to really fit. Those new beginnings for both the college students and the parents who will be emptying their nests. And of course, you know, the kids will come back and visit, but it is definitely a new beginning. So while you're sending those congratulations to the graduate, maybe send this card to the parents of those graduates and let them know you're thinking about them as well, because they're going to be going through some big issues along with the kids. How's about that? I hope you all enjoyed my, what is this, painted garden. Okay, I hope you all enjoyed my page 68 interpretation using up just a bunch of scraps from my painted garden collection and giving you all some more ideas of how to use up those scraps. Until next time.